Hi, today we're going to be taking an unboxing review look at PS4 Batman Arkham Knight Bundle Edition set. So, first of all, let's compare the box. So, with the PS4 system, the box is more slimmer and elongated and stuff, compared to PS3, which was more of a square box. So, let's bring in a PS3. Why not? The last one that we had that I did for a semi-newer console, or at least a newer Sony console, was, Assassin's Creed 3 Limited Edition PlayStation Bundle. So that was my last semi-current gen, at least for me, of the Sony brand, and now we updated. Hey, today to the PS4. But yeah, let's just get the box comparison. So, height-wise, they're the same. Yeah, they're the same height. This one's just a little bent, but yeah, if I just throw it down, yeah, they're the same height, but PS4 Aussie sticks out a little bit longer. Yeah, I just bumped that, but there we go. A little bit longer than a PS3. So if you want, if you didn't actually see the boxes, what's the differences, and yeah, if I lay it downward a little bit, and yeah, as you can see, the PS3 was a little bit thicker. Well, it looked a little bit thicker, but anyway. Just so you can compare, say, is there like an actual difference between PS3 and PS4? If you're wondering that, because you might be saying, wait, wasn't the PS4 box a little bit more squarish, and the PS4 system box seems to be a little bit different? But yeah, because the PS4 is, like I said, a little bit longer box. They're the same height-wise, but anyway, yeah, getting on to this. So yeah, it says over 55 hours in REViEW. So yes, this is a GameStop exclusive. I know GameStop had two different versions. This, I believe, was the $3.99 version, because it was a standard plain jet black 500 gigabyte PS4 and Batman Arkham Knight video game, along with the controller. Versus, a little bit more of the exclusive side to the GameStop version, which was about $50 more. So if you want to get the really super exclusive Batman Arkham Knight PS4 limited edition one console and stuff, it was $50 more. The console was done in like a silverish color, and it had like a little Batman logo done on there, and the controller was done silver. You still got the same game, that was it. So it wasn't like, hey, we're throwing in like maybe a hardline or a prestige edition or a steel case. No. And I'm not sure, but I think there was another I think this one, the standard edition, the Batman game was a DLC voucher to download, and if you bought the more collector's edition one, the PS4 Batman Knight was the actual hard physical disc game. I could be wrong, it could be this one that gets the hardest, and the Batman Limited More Edition one of the silver console that had the DLC to play the game. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second. By the way, there is news that there will be a PS4 1 terabyte coming out. Doubled the memory. So, as we know, a terabyte's like it's 10,000 gigabytes. So half of 10,000's 500. So yeah, so it'll be like buying two PS4s and merging them together. It's gonna be coming out soon. Probably to GameStop, I'm going to say, but who knows? Maybe Best Buy will get it. I just thought I'd put out that news. So if you don't have PS4, you could go with this one. If GameStop still has a couple left, because I know it was like a pre-order, they had ordered it. They probably don't have the so they're just you're just gonna get the same one with the game. But that, or if you're waiting, you might want to go wait a couple more months and go with the 1 TB. So yeah, this is my first PS4. So I'm figuring out wait, and get the whole kit. Versus just getting the console, then you don't have to buy the game separately. So yeah. Anyway, so let's kind of zoom in there without letting too blurry. Give it a second to kind of focus here. Let's real blurry. Yeah, I don't know. It's still looking blurry. But anyway. So you get 1 PS4 system, obviously, 2 the PS4 controller, 3 the PS4 Batman Knight Blu-ray disc. So yes, I was right. The standard black console, the Batman Arkham Knight is the standard hard hard disc versus the DLC that you got to punch in a code to download the game. The code one was on this collector's edition silver console. So yeah, we do get a hard disk. Okay, 4 HDMI cable, 5 AC power cord, 6 mono headset, 7 USB cable, and 8 print manual. So yeah, the instruction booklet. Moving on to the back, we got some nice Batman graphics going on. So since this was one of the pre-orders, you also get to play with the Scarecrow, Nightmare Mission, Justice League 3000 Batman, Classic TV series Batman, Classic TV Batmobile skin. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. So yeah, you get to play all that. Plus you get to play as Red Hood and also as Harley Quinn, which is really amazing. So yeah. So yeah, let's get this unboxed real fast. Pretty much the same stuff on it. That goes this way. Make sure this side's facing upwards, because that's what you're going to want to put in there. So yeah. Just, get started with 10% off selected items, but there is a little voucher code here. I thought they used to, I guess, on the first one of these, when PS4 first came out, they gave you like $10 gift card. I guess they don't do that anymore. And I don't see if that they put out the, 1 month free trial version of PlayStation Plus. Which is kind of a bummer, because that's like the same thing. You buy PS3 or PS4 console and you get like 1 month of PlayStation Plus. So the AC adapter cord right here. Let's kind of move that. The USB charging cable cord right there. HDMI cable right here. Let's take a look at the controller first. So wow, the controller is different. The thumbsticks are actually a little, as you can tell, inverted. So they did take over the Xbox One idea of the thumbsticks. Instead of going to be standard round dome shape. Like we see on a classic PS3 controller. They're round mushroom dome shape is what they're called. They actually did take the let's say that Xbox One thing. The PlayStation buttons are still laid out the same, you know, at square, circle, triangle. The little PS symbol is now kind of more in the middle, downward than this, which was in the middle. This one did glow. This one doesn't, it's just like painted on. That you push, this one, you know, would actually glow. But you had it back here where it tells you like, hey, is this control 1 or control 4? This would glow different colors, I believe. Still got the USB ports on there to charge the controllers. Instead of the start and select, you now have options and share. Let me put this one down a little bit. You also got a touchscreen pad right on the controller. The buttons are made a little bit different for your shoulder buttons. The grip feels different. They did different tests. This one's more of a smooth grip. This one's a little bit rougher grip. D-pad's the same. Something else that you might notice, the controller actually has a speaker right here. So yeah, they took like the Nintendo Wii, you know, the Wii remote that had the speaker right in the Wii remote. They took that idea, put that there. So you see, they kind of borrowed an idea from Microsoft with their Xbox and from Nintendo with their Wii U system. And then down here it says exit, and then there's also a little thing for the headphones. So they took the same idea with the like I said, the Xbox One, where the headset puts directly into the controller. But here's something different that you didn't know. Xbox One can only put in, let me bring it out here, can only use the Xbox One controller, see how it's made? Or, you know, if you had the last gen console gaming headset, you know, like one of these, you have a special adapter which costs you about $40 more to put in it. So you're kind of stuck. You spend like $180 on a new headset for Xbox One to get, you know, a nice good one almost like this, or you spend an extra $40 if you didn't want to spend like the $200 on a headset. You spend $40 for a little conversion box so you can still use your old gen headset. Wow. So either way, you're stuck. Buy a new headset or a little thing for another headset to use your Xbox One if you're good with, you know, Turtle Beach headsets. No, but what's nice is the PS4, you could directly put in this old gen headset right on the thing. And you know what? If you didn't want to use voice chat, the little mic, you could just put it where, like for example, Call of Duty, if someone is using dead silent, you just don't have to talk, and you can still use the headphone part to hear people coming up the stairs, and you're like, oh man, you thought you were a ninja with dead silent? I hear you coming, man, up the stairs! Yeah! Dead silent didn't work for you that time, huh? Yeah. So that's actually really nice that Sony did not make you go out and buy a whole new piece for this. I am kind of disappointed on the quality of the Sony headset. I mean, you got a little clip here, which is not even a clip to like clip it to your shirt or anything. Looks like you got a volume control switch here, and it's either volume control switch or on and off to mute conversations. Here's the headphone right here. I mean, especially, I mean, you don't spend much, like, at least the Microsoft one, their headset was a little bit better quality wise, I would say. I know you don't expect much from these, but you know, Sony, I had Sony Plus before and they are fantastic, so I'm kind of disappointed personally to myself. I figured Sony would have done something a little bit better, at least to promote, you know, social gaming and media on this console. And yes, it does have a capture card like the Xbox One, so you don't really need to go out and buy, you know, a Elgato gaming capture card. It does have that. I don't know if it has the voice command, you know, like how Xbox was like, Xbox, Snap TV, Xbox, Titanfall on Xbox, record that gameplay. Xbox, upload to YouTube. I don't know if it has, you know, those commands like Sony, do all that stuff with Destiny. Just Sony instead of saying Xbox. So let's move this out of the way. Wow, this is pretty good butts. Right here. So let's get the big boy out the console. Ugh. So yeah, it's a big one right there. Front loading disc slot. 2 USB ports there. It says PS4. And if we flip it to the back, we have a what is this? Digital out option right back here. Right there. The HDMI cable, a Ethernet landline instead of going wireless with it. I mean, it is wireless, but you could just hook it up to ground it pretty much. A AUX. I don't even think that, or maybe that goes to Elgato Gaming Capture Card if you want to, you know, do that. I'm not sure about that, but that's 4. And there's, you know, where you put in your standard power cord. Simple enough, right? Yeah, so let's get at the game here. So here's the game. And if you're wondering, there is a season pass, but you do have to purchase the season pass separately. The season pass does not come with the console. So it's one player, 49 gigabytes is what this game is taking up. 49 gigabytes. And it's remote play from a PS Vita, which is pretty cool. So if you got a PS Vita and you want to play some Batman Arkham Knight on the go, hey, just whip out your Vita and you can play it on the go, which is pretty nice. So, you know, you're not just stuck in the house playing this. You still play your game, and then when you get home, load the last save file from when you were out. So yeah, there's lit Batman Arkham Knight game. This. It looks like this one they put more silver on the background, and usually on like the PlayStation ones, they got kind of a bluish tint to the disc. I don't know why, but for some reason the discs, if you look at them on the back, they have a bluish color tint to them. This doesn't really explain much. And it just says, hey, PlayStation exclusive Scarecrow Nightmare Mission. Harley Quinn story pad, Batman exclusive skin pad. And the code to download, you know, the Scarecrow Nightmare Mission, exclusive skins, and the Harley Quinn story pack. But yeah, if you buy the DLC now, it's just like how they do in Call of Duty, you know. You buy the season pass now, and then when the new details and stuff gets released each month, you already have it done free. All you gotta do is just hit download. You already paid for it, so. And then, you know, you're also saving like, I think, 10 or 20 bucks by getting on with the season pass versus buying each DLC contract by itself in the PlayStation Store. Which, yeah, it could add up to a lot and be really pricey. Let me just kind of get some of the stuff out of the way here. I forgot to put a game band in this case. There. Wow, this one I don't know how to really get it on camera because it is bad. So I'm going to do the best that I can from what I can do. So yeah, that's everything that you get with it. The Sony PS4 Batman Arkham Knight Jet Black 500GB Bundle Edition kit. So everything in this big old box here is right there, which doesn't look like they could take out that much spots, but you know, because of where they have pretty controller and all that stuff. Yeah, I could understand that. But yeah. So I hope you liked it. Remember to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment. Alright, thanks, bye.